So during COVID, we couldn't get a haircut. The nice part about all the internet is if you've thought it, somebody has videoed it, so you can save money. So during COVID, Darla had to start cutting my hair. I had to start putting the dye in her hair. If you think about it, at $20 a haircut, 12 haircuts a year, you're going to save $240. Let's say the average woman gets her hair dyed every 6 weeks and spend $150 every 6 weeks. Why not save? Instead of spending $150 every 6 weeks, treat yourself to your dye or your trim every 3 months. Now you've saved another $600. So just between his and hers and his, you've saved $840 a year to spend elsewhere. It just means that you get to spend it where you want to spend it. Or invest it. So,
or if you're like Darren and I and have grandchildren.
Purchasing in bulk.
We've actually really started the bulk purchasing more so now that we're retired. I just want to be more conscientious of the types of food that we're putting in our body. For me, it's become very important. So things like coffee, we've become very conscientious of things that I can make at home that's going to give Darren and I a better quality for health. So I started making yogurt. What else have I? Sourdough. And not only is it cost effective,
better. It's the best bread you'll ever eat.
Yeah, and it's healthy for you. It's a higher quality. So those are some of the things that I've become conscientious to, but I'll send it back to Darren in terms of what that savings is when you're doing things in bulk or just making it at home.
So, it's the price of good, let's say healthy, what they tell us is healthy. So 12 grain, 7 grain, whole wheat breads. And if you're going to make 2 loaves a week, and we'll just say you're only saving $4 a loaf, because some of the 12 grain, 7 grain, they're expensive breads. If you can make 2 loaves of sourdough bread, then you could save about $416 a year. And that's subtracting the flour. And the sourdough culture, if I ask Darla, she'll tell you, it's once you've got your culture, the people have it for 8 and 10, and you just keep feeding off the culture. It's not like you have to start something new. We try to eat relatively healthy.
High protein yogurt.
High protein. And you buy 1 container of milk and you get 2 tubs of yogurt. So in the price of yogurt, there's prices and sizes. So for us, we probably save about $650 a year in yogurt because we eat a lot of yogurt.
And yet the quality is there. And our yogurt is made plain flavored yogurt, so it's adding honey. Or my husband and his uncle and his dad do maple syrup every year, so we have an abundance of maple syrup. You can add flavoring, so I've got into making vanilla extract.
So groceries, one of the most expensive things.
Oh my gosh.
For, let's say, your weekly budget.
Absolutely.
And if you were to say that even a couple spending $1,000 a month, and if you were to save 10% on $12,000, you'd save $1,200 a year by buying bulk. And that's assuming that you can only buy your bulk groceries and you're only saving 10% of your annual budget. So $1,200 is a lot of money. So organic
Yes.
food.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's costly. So if you can do it on your own through your harvest of your garden, and my husband bought me, which I absolutely love, is a pressure cooker as a gift. These things are not cheap, although we are learning, but I am having a ball. And even Darren is pickling, and he's got into cold water bathing, right? Or cold packing. We're still learning the terms, but he did awesome on his
Lady Ashburn pickles.
And we look forward to eating them and sharing with our kids. And that's the other thing we love to do with our garden.
Buy yourself a roll of meat wrapping paper.
That's a good point.
Buy it in bulk, on sale, bring it home, take your roll of meat wrapping paper and double wrap it. Now you get something that went from 4 to 6 weeks without starting to freeze or burn. So it can be in there for months, 6 months to a year. So buy that hamburger on sale, bring it home, double wrap it in meat wrapping paper, and then you don't have to lose it in the freezer.
Right, so we have, again, we're from Canada. You've probably figured that out. We have something that's called Costco, and that's something that Darren's always did. We buy our meat in bulk, and then Darren divides it up on how much we would eat, and then he rewraps everything. So again, it's not just harvesting your own or having your own garden. It's learning how, especially in today's economy, is buying in bulk. So that can of tomatoes that you can get at Costco, that I'm just learning how to divide that up, or ketchup, or some of the things that we use a lot. So go ahead, Dan.
So I think we'll stay on the grocery theme. So you make your own stocks and seasonings.
Yes, fillers when you buy it at the store. And I'm learning that, and just out of my own seasonings, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I really believe that the quality and the taste of our food is better.
Maybe you only save $60 a year, but that's $60.
Yeah.
Goes elsewhere.
And quality, right? Quality of what you're putting in your bellies.
Eggs.
We've been blessed with that one.
Who doesn't use a lot of eggs? Cooking, breakfasts, $4 a dozen a week, $200 and some a year, just in eggs, savings. How do we save on those? Trade services.
Yeah, that's something that I think something that Darren and I are very new to. But we've been blessed coming back to our hometown and, finding friends that are into them. So yeah, trading of services is a very old idea, like probably maybe your grandpa's or my dad's. Like, I don't even know if our dad's trade service, but definitely our grandparents.
Old school neighboring.
Yeah,
Let's call it something that doesn't really exist as much as it used to, but it's old school neighboring.
We experienced it when Darren built our garage this year. We've got some footage on that where friends showed up and helped us with absolutely no ties to just being kind and supporting their neighbors. So again, new concept, and we'll be
appreciated it.
I always said with raising our children, it takes a village, and I think that is an old generational thing, but definitely enjoying it in our now, and hopefully we can continue in that area and teach our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren.
Leftovers. Who doesn't like leftovers?
Well, a lot of people don't.
But a stew is better on the second day. A chili has time to set is better on the second day. So if you were to eat your leftovers, two of us, $10 a meal, isn't a lot. $10 isn't a lot. So you're going to save $20 a meal, right? So if you were to eat your leftovers, even if you did it once a week for 52 weeks, do you realize you'd save over $1,000 a year in leftovers?
That's insane. Plus, it's good. You've cooked it. You already put the time and preparation and love of your family into that food. It's all the things that we've said. It's organic, it's healthy, it's sustainable. We both enjoy knowing what we're gonna have the next day for lunch, because we both enjoy leftovers.
We both like to eat out.
Yeah, of course.
But let's say that the average family eats out once a week.
We did that with our kids.
Maybe they're only a couple.
Yeah, we did
And
that.
when we're not saying eating out, we're not going to a fancy restaurant.
No.
But let's call it fast food, pizza or chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's say that you did that once a week, and it cost you $75 a week.
Especially with today's rate.
But let's say you cut that down to once a month.
Yes.
So now you're only spending $75 a month for a couple. You could save $1,600 in eating out.
You can have that, but do it from your home. Again, using quality items and great food.
So I mean, we're adding up into thousands here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about saving money in other ways.
Okay.
Electrical.
Yes.
What are easy little things? These are hard to quantify because you really don't know how many hours a day you run your air conditioner, how many hours a day or month that you run your dryer. But these are best guess. Yeah. So we didn't really calculate a lot. But if you hang your clothes and you're bedding out on your clothesline and you only save $10 a month.
Yeah, we should probably explain what a clothesline is.
Once again, the dryer's not running. Air conditioning. You don't need to run it 24/7. $20 a month. $20 a month isn't a very big number. So if you were to save it for, say, 4 months, $20 a month, maybe it's $40 a month. Air conditioners take a lot of power. Easily could save $150 to $200 just by shutting it off.
In a year.
Rebates. Everybody has rebate cards. So why not take advantage of your rebate cards, your gas cards? If there's no annual fee, you can get a gas card, and after a certain number of liters, you get X cents per liter off. You save probably $70 a year. So get the free rebate cards.
Yeah, we have a couple of things that we take advantage of. Use our grocery rebate, so we get, depending on how many points per year, we might at the end of the year have saved $50, $60, and a lot of times that's around Christmas. So I'll use that for buying
extras at Christmas time for groceries.
Yeah, just use those cards, and the other one is our credit card.
Have to be paid off religiously. Pay them off if you're still working, pay it off every paycheck. If you're living in retirement, make sure you just keep the balance paid off every 2 to 3 weeks. The average living expense, let's say $1,000 a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
$48,000 a year. If you equate that into air miles, that's over $1,000. Travel budget, gotta go see the grandkids. So there's another $1,000 that's free money.
And that's a good point. For us, it's our grandchildren, but for you, it might be your family vacation for the summer, and we take it in flights, but I'm pretty sure with the rewards program, you can take it in merchandise.
Absolutely, but free.
That's right.
It's free.
If off every month. And if you can't, then
you don't use them because the points are too expensive.
Yep.
Tension, and we live with purpose. We live for today. We think about what we need to have for tomorrow. Fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is $8,000. Those are just everyday items. And that equates to $8,000 a year in savings.
8,000, guys. That's without trying. That's little adjustments to every day. I think you said it right, living with intention. So do that, live with intention. Eat as a want. And it's okay to want things and get those too, because there will be times when you're like, I'm just gonna do it. But
you can do it because you saved $8,000.
Right. One of the reasons I wanted to start this channel, because I really do believe that we have through our lives learn some techniques and some skills, and that not everybody thinks of, or not everybody does, or not everybody knows how. And I think we can share a lot of these tips and hacks that have helped us over our years, and sometimes it'll be what we didn't do right as well, because we have those too, but you too can retire. And you know, when I met Darren, he was 18, I believe, and his goal was always freedom 55. And I don't know, I've just heard it so much. It's been baked in our relationship. It's been baked in our family. So when Darren turned 55, he had not just turned 55, he planned for 55. We've made some sacrifices as a family, and we've had to move to different provinces. Darren has obtained that 55 number, and I think that's huge. I don't hear very many people retiring, you know,
In the lifestyle that we wanted.
yeah. And at some point I'll have Darren sit down and talk about his investments. Won't be on today's one. I've learned along the way from our video today that you want further insight on. I will share with you, Darren. Show your paper, babe. Darren's always running with a paper and pen. He's did budgets our whole life. He does them often, probably not as often as when we were first married and we had a smaller window of finances, but he has a lot of strategies and a lot of experience. But thank you. Any questions, comments, feel free to ask. We would love to have any of your thoughts, and also share any of your strategies. Like, that's what this community is all about, is this is what we do and this is what we did, but certainly we want to learn from you, and we want to learn what you guys are doing, and that's how a community thrives. We encourage you to subscribe as we build more content.